So we're live with Tea and Growth, and it's just me and Laura today. Janine and Debbie can't join us, which is a shame, but we always have a good time anyway. So we just come off Clubhouse. We always like to come and have a little debrief and to sort of talk about the topics that are coming up. And I know you absolutely loved today, didn't you? You didn't stop raving on about how good it was.
Like, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing today. Yeah, what did you love about today? I mean, look, we're getting an amazing panel. That's, one of the things. So we had Simon, who's a brand expert working with entrepreneurs, Debbie, who's Digital Woman of the Year, Zijan, who's been 20 years in digital and got his own agencies, and then Roy joining us from Australia with all, as a customer experience success business. So is it that was it the questions? Was it the panelists? Was it a mix of everything? What was it that was so great today that you loved?
I think it's a mix of everything. And I'm always really curious and I love to ask questions. So for me, just having a mixture of expertise available at my fingertips is oh, this is exciting. What questions could I ask? And we are getting fewer people putting their hand up in the room. And it's almost, do they not have any questions, or are they just literally happy to kind of chill and hear what we're having to say?
I think there's a couple of things, isn't there? I mean, we should actually talk about this, like Clubhouse. When we used to do this room, at the sort of peak of excitement, we were having 250 people. It was like a fire hose of questions. We literally couldn't, control all. We wanted to get through all the questions, and we literally were struggling to do that. And now I think there's sort of 80 people. And I've noticed that in my other rooms, and everyone that I've spoken to said that. So I think, is it to do with the end of the pandemic, that people are out and about more and the summer's coming? And actually someone was saying, is it because if people are now at work and going into work rather than working from home? I don't know if that was you actually. Previously people were probably listening to Clubhouse as they were doing their work at home. So it will be interesting to see. I've definitely noticed there's been a bit of a lull. Nothing's changed. In fact, we've got all these amazing panelists joining us now. So I think it's that. I think that's one of the things. But then we have had some really great questions, haven't we? And as you said, it's a great opportunity to just learn from the other panelists who are experts in their space. Maybe one of the things to talk about, which I thought was interesting. Well, there was a couple, wasn't there? There was building a campaign on Instagram. That was quite a good one. Do you want to have a little chat about that?
Yeah, it was really interesting. And I think what I loved about that was it was almost, she already had the foresight for the bigger picture, because she wants to kind of raise awareness on, period power. So especially for women, but also raise awareness to, the Western world, that actually there is still period poverty going on. And I just love the fact that she's creating something that's not necessarily a business that can be monetized. She just really wants to share a message, and the dogs are going mental.
They like the idea. They think it's a good idea. They're supporting it. Get the dogs involved as well, not just people. But yeah, it's so good, isn't it? And the way that she'd also thought about the end consumer. And I think that's really important, isn't it, to think about our audience. And so the lady whose idea was saying that she wanted people who were in Ethiopia, who weren't on Instagram, to be able to see these messages of support and solidarity, and that, maybe they put it up in the community centre on a screen or something. And so it needed to be on a website, and people could send in their ideas. So I love the fact that she thought about, where are my audience? And, how can I communicate with them, and what platform are they going to be on? And a lot of her audience, or a lot of the people that need to hear this, have not got access to Instagram, or they don't have Instagram accounts, and they don't have mobile phones. So I thought that was really, really insightful. And, Debbie gave some great ideas, didn't she, around creating hashtags and getting people involved, and actually then asking people who did join the campaign on Instagram if they were happy to share that on another platform. And I think that's something you can do. I often will say to my clients, if they give me a recommendation on LinkedIn, are you happy for me to use that in my marketing materials elsewhere? And it's kind of repurposing that content, isn't it, across multiple platforms?
Yeah, and I really liked what you said as well. And to start off something like this, it's almost go to the people you already have in your network and ask them to kind of help spread the message as well. And you gave yourself as an example with Growth Collab. It's almost, I have an idea and I think you'd be amazing. What are your thoughts? do you want to join? So I think as well, that kind of personal relationship that you can build with someone is sometimes just as important as getting a mass message out there.
Yeah, I would say that, and I've said that to other people that are looking to start memberships or looking to start anything. Actually, we've said this so many times, haven't we? That people need to know, like, and trust you. Sorry, I'm just sorting out all my wires. People need to know, like, and trust you before they buy your product or service. So if you've got people, and if you're a startup, and you're a solopreneur or a startup or consultant, or you're running a small business, the people that are going to most likely buy from you are the people that already know, like, and trust you. And it takes time to build those relationships. So actually reaching out to those people that you already have a warm relationship with is going to be much easier to convert them. And so that's what I did. And I'd almost recommend to anyone, to get your first 10 customers, reach out to people that already know you. It's going to be a much easier sell. And then once you've got those first initial customers, you feel much more confident, and you can get feedback from them. And then you can look to sort of take the next steps. I remember once, Debbie and 6 other people had signed up. I was suddenly like, oh my gosh, this is a thing. People actually want it. It's not just like a dream of mine. And you've got your support from your people that already know you, and that sort of tells you that you're getting going, doesn't it? Because I think if it's something that your friends or people who already know, like, and trust you don't want to buy or sign up to, then you probably need to go back to the drawing board and think about, is it that they're just not your target audience, or do I need to change something?
Yeah, and this is something that I've started to learn a lot more recently, is testing your audience is critical to launch anything, because, especially for me, I've been doing, PR for 16 years. I have so much knowledge, but I don't know what a startup business needs in terms of PR, because it's been so long since I've been a startup that I need to almost do some more research. And it's what you and Debbie and Janine say every week is go back to the drawing board, ask questions, validate your offer, see if what you want to put out is actually what people need. And I think social media is a really great tool for us to engage with people who are already kind of following us and believe in us and have bought into what we're doing. So yeah, I think personal outreach is really powerful.
It is. And also personal outreach to get people to buy your products or service, but also to get more information. So, like, for example, I've got a friend who, oh gosh, I'm dropping my pen. I've got a friend who started up a business, and she's doing my growth program at the moment, but she was saying to me, why don't you do a startup accelerator for startups? And I was like, I kind of been thinking about doing that for ages. I'm definitely going to do it now, because she was like, you so should do it. But I've just been thinking she's the person that would join my startup accelerator. So I just need to have a session with her. I need to just say, can I pick your brains for 20 minutes about all the things that you're struggling with, that you really desire at this precise moment in time? And, we do that all the time. I'm always talking to my clients about where they want to get to, struggling with, but the more that we can find out, the better. And the more that we can really dig down. So I think that's like something that people don't want to do. So on the as part of this program I'm running at the moment, I'm getting everyone to reach out to their 3 or 4 raving fans and to spend 20 minutes with them. And there's been a lot of resistance. People are like, I'm not sure I want to reach out to someone, and will that person want to do it? And your raving fans or your raving customers, they probably love to have a 20-minute conversation with you about your business or your, what your products or your service, and because they're raving fans. And then you can really dig deep and ask them all those questions that we need to know in order to better serve them and find more people that look like them.
Totally. And I think sometimes people are scared of direct outreach, because we've all been on the receiving end of unsolicited, unwanted DMs in Facebook or in LinkedIn, where someone does not know us and has just gone straight in with a sales pitch. And I think it almost puts everyone off, because they don't want to be that person. So
exactly, no one wants to be that salesy person, do they? But actually, if you're reaching out to someone and saying, can I have 20 minutes of your time? You're one of my raving customers. I absolutely love working with you. I want to find more customers like you. Most people that I've spoken to do not have a problem with that. And actually, the people that I've got to do it in the growth program, they said they've absolutely loved it, because they've had really good feedback and really good testimonials. And then that's all things that can help your marketing messaging. It can help your targeting. Laura, because you're getting, which publications do people read, so that you can get them into those publications.
Yeah, that's it.
It's coming back to that ideal customer, isn't it? Coming back to that, research, go deeper, find out more.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway, you have to go because you've got something going on. Great day today, though. Zishan was saying keep it simple. Great advice. Roy came up with the 5 C's all around communication, engagement, content planning, clarity, and things like that, which was great. And yeah, it was fantastic. So have a great weekend, everyone. We will see you here this time next week. And Laura, lovely to do Clubhouse again with you.
Fabulous. Thank you. It was a blast. I loved it, but you know that.